Hi guys, welcome back to Selenium Training guys. This is Naveen here. So guys, today I'm going to cover one important topic with respect to TestNG and framework, that how to implement retry logic. Okay, so what do you mean by retry logic? That let's see, I have 10 test cases or 5 test cases, and out of 10 test cases, let's see, 8 test cases are getting passed and 2 test cases are getting failed. Okay, maybe because of any reason, but I want to provide one more, I want to put one more condition, okay, I want to give one more chance to execute them once again, maybe because of some XPath issue or some browser got crashed or application got crashed. So let's give one more chance, a couple of chances, okay, to the specific test case, so that we will get the proper result. Okay, sometime what happens that, okay, some because of any XPath issue or element not found issue, okay, sometime we are getting failures. Okay, to avoid these things, so let's give some one more chance or two more chances to the specific failure test case, so that, okay, we can get the accurate results. Okay, so there are two ways of implementing, okay, there are two ways of implementing in TestNG. So with the help of TestNG we can do that. So what you have to do, I'll explain in through some diagram quickly, that what you have to do first. The first thing is that there are two ways. The first way is at the test level. At the test level we have to define, okay, the retry condition. And the second level is that runtime. At the runtime we have to tell to TestNG that, okay, please handle all the failure test cases. So how to do that? So we have one very special listener is available with the help of listener. That listener is called TestNG Listener. That listener is called IRetryListener is available. Okay guys. Okay, so IRetryListener is, I would say, IRetryAnalyzer. Okay, starting with I capital. Okay, this is the TestNG listener is available. With the help of this, okay, we can implement retry logic. So in this particular itry, okay, analyzer, we have one method is available. That method is called retry method is available. Okay, so at the class level first we will see, and at the runtime also we will see there are two options are available. Either you can implement at the class level, I mean sorry, at the test level, and at the runtime also you can define. The best approach is at the runtime. Okay, but at the time of interview, and you can implement in your project accordingly. If you, for the specific test case you want it, okay, it should be executed a couple of times. Okay, so with the help of that we can do that. So what we have to do first, we have to create that what exactly kind of limit you want to define. Okay, so I'll define one counter. Let's see, counter is equal to 3. At least I want to give at least 3 chances, okay, for the failure test cases. So, okay, and it can be configured, right? Tomorrow I can give 4 also, or maybe 2 also. Okay, so let's see, the counter is equal to 3 I'll provide, and then if the counter is 3, each and every failure test cases, maximum 3 retry counters will be given to that particular failure test case. It means 3 chances will be given. Let's see, the first chance, this is the first chance. Okay, first chance, test case got failed. Again, second chance, test case got failed. Again, the third chance also, test case got failed. It means ultimately it will be marked as failed. Now the second scenario, it could be, let's see, that first chance test case got failed, but in second chance test case got passed. Okay, test case got passed. So ultimately test case will be marked as passed, right? It can be like this. Another scenario, like let's see, first chance test case got failed, second chance test case got failed, but in the third chance test case got passed. So ultimately test case will be passed, right? Like that. So sometime what happens that, okay, let's see, the first chance test case got failed, and if you don't implement retry logic, immediately that particular test case will be marked as failed. But ideally it should be passed, ideally it should be, right, it should be green color, it should be passed, but we are making it failed. So we should give a retry logic for a failure test cases. It's a very good approach. In your framework you can implement it. Okay, so let's do it. So let me create one project in Eclipse. Okay, and that is a Maven project. Quickly I'll create, let's see, the Maven project, and I'll upload this particular code in GitHub repository also, my repository. You can get this particular code from there. You can find the description in the URL in the description. Okay, let's see, retry logic is the name. Okay, and click on finish. So where it is, retry logic, it got created. This is a simple Maven project, and I'll delete all these dummy, okay, dummy packages. I don't need this. And what I'll do first, I'll create quickly some test case. Okay, let's see, simple test case. I'm not using Selenium, okay, without wasting time. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm not using Selenium, so quickly let's create my test. Okay, quickly let's say I'll create a couple of test cases. I'm not using Selenium, guys. You guys can use it. I'm going to explain only the concept over here. Okay, so let's see, I have two test cases. I think I have written those test cases over here. Yeah, so let's see, these two test cases are there, very simple, with @test annotation. And what I'll do, I'll add in my project, I'll add TestNG library also. Go to libraries, add library, TestNG, next, click on finish and okay. And then simple import this @testng, @test, sorry, and assert also will be imported from TestNG. So these two test cases are there. If you run these two test cases, simple right click, run as TestNG, both the test cases will be failed. Right? You can see both the test cases will be failed. Right? Because deliberately I'm making it fail, because assert equals, okay, I'm comparing false to true. Same case, false to true I'm comparing. Right? So right now it's giving only one chance. For test case number one, test one, I'm giving only one chance because I haven't defined any retry logic. Now what to do? So to do this thing, what I'll do, I'll go to, first of all, let's create a test package over here. Let's see, my test package, and I'll move this particular class over here instead of default package. Okay, so this is my test.java I have created over here. Now what I have to do, I have to create one retryAnalyzer class. So I'll go to my main Java, I'll create, let's see, one package. Okay, analyzer, you can give any package name. Let's see, my class name I'm going to give, that is retryAnalyzer. Okay, this is the class name I have given. So this retryAnalyzer is the main logic for that. Okay, so retryAnalyzer, which will implement, okay, implements one interface that is available in TestNG, and that interface name is IRetry. Okay, IRetryAnalyzer. Okay guys, so IRetryAnalyzer is the interface name which is coming from TestNG. You can see it over here, and you can give any class name. Generally we give retryAnalyzer. Now what we have to do, I'll define first int, let's see, counter. Okay, let's see, counter is equal to 0, and define that what is your limit. Okay, I'll define the counter should start from 0, and what exactly your limit, how many times you want to execute your test cases. Let's see, I define limit, or I'll define like this, retry limit, okay, is equal to, let's see, I'm giving 3. Retry limit is 3. It means for failure test case I want to give 3 chances at least. Okay, 3 chances. Now what we have to do, we have one method that is called retry method. We have to override from IRetryAnalyzer. So one method is there, I'll define over here, public. Don't change the method name guys, that is the standard method, public, and this method will return boolean. So the return type is boolean retry. Okay, and inside this retry what we have to do, we have another variable of ITestResult. Okay guys, ITestResult interface is there. Let's see, the reference of this particular interface is this. Okay, I'll tell you, don't worry, I'll explain. And I'll write one logic over here. If, okay, that counter, okay, that counter is less than retry limit. Okay, counter is retry limit. Okay, so get into the if condition and then increase the counter first. Okay, increase the counter and simple return true. Okay, else come out of the if condition and return false once the counter is satisfied. Once the counter is equal to 3, simple get out of the if loop and return false. Simple logic I have written, that counter is equal to 0, if 0 is less than 3, increase the counter and return true. So every time it will be returned true. So this is the retry method. Okay, I have overridden from IRetryAnalyzer interface, because I can override. Why? Because this particular class is implementing is a child of this particular interface, so I can override this particular method, okay, from the parent interface. So exact code you have to write, and you can define your limit 3, 4, 5, whatever. Generally we give 3 or 4. Okay, so this is the retry analyzer I have done. Now what we have to do, guys, this is done. After that, at the test level, so I'll open my test.java once again. So there are two test cases are there. So let's see, on this particular test I want to implement retry logic. So how to do that? Very simple. Inside the bracket after at the rate test, what we have to do, retry analyzer, okay, that is the reference we have to use, is equal to retry analyzer is equal to, we have test dot, just a minute, sorry, analyzer dot retry analyzer dot class name. Okay, what was my package name? My package name is analyzer. You can see that package name is analyzer. So where I'm going to tell my TestNG that where exactly your retry analyzer logic. So I'm going to tell that, okay, this is my retry analyzer logic is written over here in this particular class. So simple, what I'm doing, retry analyzer is equal to, okay, so that is coming from, again, okay, test.retryAnalyzer, it's coming from TestNG. Okay, so is equal to analyzer.retryAnalyzer.class. I'll be using that. This is, I'm going to tell my TestNG that, okay, this is my retry analyzer. Simple. So what I have done, I have just implemented this particular logic on this particular test one only. So on test 2 it will not be applicable. Okay, very simple. If you run this program now see, counter logic I have given, limit is 3. So I'll run this program, let's see what happens. Okay, now you can see that for the first test case, okay, first test case, how many times it's getting executed? Test 1 got executed first time, then second time, then third time it is, okay, executed, and then ultimately fourth time it is got failed because all the 3 attempts got failed. Okay, then fourth time also it got failed. And for test 2 I haven't implemented any retry logic because I haven't written this particular line over here, right? So test 2 will be executed only once. So retry logic will not be applicable on test 2, right? So this is a standard method. Now the problem with this method is, let's say you have tomorrow 100 test cases and you want to provide retry logic for all the 100 test cases. Then again, you have to copy this particular line again and again for all the 100 test cases, right? Now if you write like this particular retry logic for test 2 also, okay, so I'll write like this. And now if I run this program for test 2 also, retry logic will be executed. See, for test 1, 1, 2, for test 1, 1, 2, 3 and 4 time got failed. Again for test 2, 1, 2, 3 and fourth time it got failed. It means for both the test cases I'm giving limit as 3. At least please execute at least 3 times. Okay, so this is not a good approach, because if you have 50 test cases or 100 or 1000 test cases, right, and multiple TestNG classes, in that case you have to give this particular line, you have to write this particular line again and again. So that is not a good approach. So what should be the approach? So what I'll do, okay, simple, what you have to do now, we have another method is called, another interface is called, okay, annotation transformer, okay, retry annotation transformer, okay, that annotation is called. So no need to remember the code, guys, it's simple, just copy paste. One method you need to remember, transform method is available in that particular interface. You have to override that particular transform and you have to return one listener over there. That's it. Okay, so how to do that, let me show you quickly. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll create one class over here inside the analyzer itself. Let's see, my class name is, okay, that class name is annotation transformer, or let's see, my, you can give any name, my, okay, this is the class name, and this particular class name will implement one more interface. So if you want to execute at the runtime, as I told you that if you want to execute at the runtime, so at the rate test level we have already seen, but at the rate, okay, at the runtime, if we want to check how many test cases got failed, and automatically the retry logic will be implemented on those test cases automatically. Let's say you have 50 test cases and 20 got failed, so automatically it will check TestNG at the runtime. Once the execution is done, Immediately after that, it will check, okay, these are the 20 test cases are there. Now I have to put retry logic on these 20 test cases. Automatically it will happen. Okay, no need to define that particular line at the rate test level for each and every test case, right? So how to do that? So it can be possible. We have one listener is available, that is called IAnnotationTransformer. Okay, IAnnotationTransformer. At the time of interview also, guys, they will ask. So I'll write simple implements. Okay, implements IAnnotationTransformer. Okay, this is the annotation. In this particular annotation, we have a method. That method is called transformer. Okay, transform method is there, not transformer, sorry, transform. So public, this method does not return anything, simple public void, and transform method is there without any spelling mistake. Guys, don't write any method name abcd. This is a standard method, is coming from over here. Okay, transform method is there. Okay, so transform method is there. In this particular transform method, you have to pass couple of parameters. Okay, you need to pass 4 parameters. You have to pass. First parameter is that okay, test annotation parameter reference of this particular. Okay, very carefully you have to write, guys. I test annotation comma. Okay, what exactly your test class? So let's see, class test class comma, and what exactly the test constructor. Okay, so this is a standard form. Okay, this is a standard design of transform method, which is already defined in this IAnnotationTransformer, and there is no logic for that. They haven't given any logic. That's the internal design of this particular method inside the TestNG in this particular interface. So the constructor is, let's see, test constructor variable. Okay, comma, and what kind of test method? So we have method. This is, let's see, test method I'm using. Okay, simple, and this is the method is there. In this particular method, let's see, constructor, simple, import it from over here, java.lang.reflect. Okay, so I'm using reflection API. So I'm not gonna talk about what is reflection API, but listeners, TestNG listeners are totally built upon on reflection API in Java. So you need to import it from java.lang reflect, and method also is available in reflect. So import it from reflect. Okay, we can discuss later what is reflect and all those things. Okay, now the error is gone because we have already implemented, overridden this particular method over here. Now what you have to do over here in this particular method, you have to tell where exactly your retry analyzer, and we know that, okay, this is my retry analyzer. The logic will remain same. Okay, this is my retry method, so the logic will remain same. So we have to tell with this particular annotation, that annotation, please set method is there, set retry analyzer method is there, guys. Set retry analyzer, and we have to tell that where exactly your retry analyzer class. So this is my retry analyzer dot class we have to give. Simple, that's it. Okay, that's it, you have to do nothing else. Okay, now always remember that this particular class, you can give any class name, should implement this particular interface, and from this particular interface we have to override this transform method. We have to override. Okay, if you want to achieve at the runtime. Now what I'll do, simple, I'll go to my project, I'll create one file, that is my testng.xml file, right? Because in testng we create testng.xml, the template file, testng.xml, and in testng.xml I have already testng.xml set, okay, example with me. So I'll just copy from here and paste it over here. Okay, this is my testng.xml. Let's see, my suite name is retry failed test suite. I'll write like this. Okay, and where exactly your listener, because we have written one listener. Okay, where exactly your listener? My listener is available in analyzer package. So I'll write analyzer without any spelling mistake, analyzer package, and okay, this is my class name, my transformer, right? my transformer, or better we give some proper name instead of my, okay, let it be my transformer, and this is my transformer. Okay, so this is your listener. So this is a listener. It will read, it will listen this particular listener, and we have to make one entry for this listener in this particular testng.xml file. And where exactly your test case is? So my test case name is, let's see, this is the name I'm giving, retry multiple failed test cases. And where exactly your test class? So my test class is this, my test, okay, my TESTS. So my, okay, uh, TESTS, this is the package name, and the class name is my tests. Okay, so I'll write the class name like this, my test. Simple. Okay, and this particular listener, I have made this particular entry over here, and I'll go to my mystest.java and I'll remove this thing over here. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, now at each and every test level, I don't need this. Now you are free to use this. Okay, so how many test cases I have? Two test cases are there, and I have removed at the rate test level, I have removed that particular keyword, that, okay, I try listener and all those things, I have removed that at the test level. Simple. In my testng.xml file, I have, okay, created one entry for this particular listener, and this particular listener is available over here, my transformer.java, which is implementing this particular interface, the IAnnotationTransformer interface, which is available in TestNG. Okay guys, in this particular listener, which gives one method, transform method. Don't change the method name because this is an overridden method, right? And we have to pass these four parameters: I test annotation, class parameter, constructor parameter, and method parameter. And you can give any method parameter name over here. Now what exactly it will do, how many test cases you have? Let's see, you have, okay, let me write, let's see, you have 100 test cases guys. Okay, 100 test cases are there. Out of 100, let's see, 70 got passed. Okay, 70 got passed. Now 30 test cases got failed. Okay, 30 test cases got failed. So for this particular 30 test cases, this listener, this particular listener that we have written, this my transformer listener, will read these 30 test cases at the runtime. Okay, these 30 test cases, okay, it will read, and what exactly it will call, this particular method, transform method it will call. Okay, and it will pass all these things over here, okay, automatically at the runtime. And then it will call that, okay, it will check where exactly a listener is available, that retryAnalyzer listener is available. So it will go to this particular class, that retryAnalyzer class. Okay, this is the class. So it will check, it will come over here, and it will check that what is your limit is 3, right? So my limit is, guys, 3. So my limit is 3. It means for each and every 30 test cases, okay, at least one test case will be executed maximum 3 times. Might be there are some test cases, let's see, first test case got failed, another one second, and the second chance it got passed, so it will be treated as a passed test case. Then again second test case will be executed, let's see, all 3 attempts it got failed, so now finally that particular test case will be marked as failed, like that. So this is how it will work. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, so how exactly I'll execute this testng.xml now. So right click on my testng.xml file and simple run as testng suite. So what is the limit I have given? 3. So now each and every test case should be executed 3 times at least, right? And then if it is still failed, then it will be marked as failed. Now you can see that test 1, 2, 3, fourth time, obviously we have to mark it failed because all the 3 attempts it got failed, right? All the 3 attempts it's saying assertion error. Again for test case number 2 also, same thing. And how many test cases we have? 2 test cases, right? And I haven't written any logic over here, that I'm not giving any at the rate test level logic over here. Simple. So it will be implemented, it will be applicable for all the test cases, okay, for all the classes. Okay, if you have entered over here inside a testng.xml, simple, you can give my test.star, then it will be applicable for all the classes. Now let's see, I have one more test case. Okay, I'll create one more at the rate test number 3. Test number 3, in the first attempt, let's see, it will be passed, right? So now if you run it, so for test number 3, no need to write retry logic. So automatically it will ignore. Okay, so see, test number 1 got failed 3 times or failed, marked as failed, marked as failed. Test number 2 again got failed, marked as test number 2 as failed. But test number 3, deliberately I'm making it passed. True equal to true, assertion true equal to true. So it will be passed. So test 3 got passed. Right? Now you can take some example of Selenium. Let's see, in Selenium what happens. Sometime element not found exception is there, or some other errors are there, or some browser got crashed, or application got crashed. Because of that, let's see, this particular test case is working fine today, and tomorrow it's not working fine because of some XPath issue or ID issue or any XYZ issue. Your script is absolutely fine, okay, and then you are in worried that, okay, you are in tension that, okay, why my test cases are getting failed today. Okay, so by this logic we can give one more attempt, okay, or two more attempts or three more attempts to that particular failure test cases, right? Sometimes page is not loaded properly, so it will give you element not found exception, or Ajax component or images are not coming properly on the page, or some text is not coming properly on the page, or some drop downs are not coming, okay, the values are not coming properly within, or some timeout issues are available, something like that. Okay, so we want that, okay, let's see, okay, those 50 test cases got failed out of 100. I want to give one more chance or two more chances or three more chances maximum, and it is so configurable that tomorrow if you want to increase this particular retry limit, you can increase to 4 also. So if you increase to 4, and then if you execute this particular testng.xml, automatically, okay, now the 4 attempts, after 4 attempts it will be failed, like that. Okay, now you can see that. Now first attempt, second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt, and then it will be failed. Again for test 2, first attempt, second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt, then it will be marked as failed. And test 3 is already passed, like that. So you can change the limit also over here. Generally, I put limit is 3, not 4. At least 3 attempts we should give. Although the disadvantage is that, only one disadvantage of this particular logic, that it will take some time. Okay, but it will give you a very amazing advantage that at least you are giving one more chance or two more chances or three more chances for your failure test cases. Right, now let's see, I'll give you one more thing. Let's see, out of 100, right, first attempt, let's see, 30 test cases got failed. After second attempt, let's see, only 10 test cases got failed. So you can say 20 test cases, right? Now the percentage count initially 70. Now 70 plus 20, now the percentage count of passed is 90. Now you can mark it finally that, okay, only 10 test cases got failed, like that. Okay, so this is something very amazing that you can implement the same thing in your framework. No need to change your code. You can implement the same thing in the page object model that we designed. Okay, you just need to, in your @test annotation, guys, you don't need to do anything. Okay, you don't need to do anything over here. Let it be like this. You just need to create this particular retry logic class, and then this particular class, extra class, in some package, analyzer package you can create. You can create it over here, define this method, and in testng.xml, this particular class entry inside the test listener tag, you have to do that. That's it, and then you are good to go. And it's a very, very famous interview question also. Okay, that how will you provide retry logic? And in our live sessions, so many times people are asked that, okay, Naveen, what is the solution for that? How to implement retry logic? So this is how we implement retry logic. Okay, so please implement the same thing with page object model that we used. 100% it will work. Okay, don't try with @test thing. Okay, @test level, don't try with this thing. Okay, now it's time to let me do that. Now it's time to merge. Okay, it's time to put this code on Git repository. So I'll do it. I'll upload this particular on the Git repository. You can, okay, directly take it from there. Okay, this is my Git repository URL, guys. Where it is? Sorry. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is my Git repository URL, and then you can easily go to my page over here. That, okay, this is my GitHub, okay, .com, and then you can pass like this slash, like this. Okay, so you will find my repository over here. So I'll put one retry logic in TestNG, or retry logic, something like that. I'll put, you can take that particular code from here. Okay, so that's all for this particular session, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know if you have any issues, and try to implement this logic in your framework. Okay, and now it's a very important interview question that we have already prepared this. Okay, so you can give the same answers at the time of interview. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.